So here we have a problem that says if f of x is equal to the cube root of x squared plus 7 times e to the x, then what is the value of f prime of 1? And we have these options. So I'm going to notice that the overall structure of this function is we have a function of x that is multiplied by another function of x. So to take this derivative, we're going to need to, first of all, we have a value of x that we're going to plug in to our derivative, but we need to take the derivative with x remaining as x. And then we'll plug in the 1 after we take the derivative. So using the idea that we have a function of x multiplied by another function of x, we need to take the derivative using the product rule. Normally I write the product rule as the first function being f and the second function being g, but since our function is already f of x, I'm going to use u and v as our functions. So when we take the derivative of u times v, we can write that as the derivative of u times v is equal to the derivative of the first times the second plus the derivative of the second times the first. So using that idea, we have that u is our cube root of x squared plus 7, and then our v is our e to the x. So when we write f prime of x, we'll start by writing u prime. Our first thing is u prime. So, let's rewrite our u with a fractional exponent because that helps us to take the derivative. So our u, I'm going to just rewrite this down here to say that u is x squared plus 7, if I can write, x squared plus 7 to the power of 1/3. A cube root is a power of 1/3. So what kind of function is this? This is an outside function of 1/3 and an inside function of x squared plus 7. So not only are we going to have to use the product rule overall, we're also going to have to use the chain rule to take the derivative of u. So that would be the derivative of u. We'll bring the exponent down, leave the inside the same, subtract 1 from the exponent. That's the derivative of the outside function of the power of 1/3. Now we need to multiply by the derivative of the inside function. So the inside function is the x squared plus 7. The derivative of x squared is 2x. And the derivative of 7 goes to 0. So all of this represents my u prime. Now I'm going to multiply by v, which is my e to the x. Then I'm going to add v prime, which the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. So we can just write that as e to the x. And then times u, which is my cube root of x squared plus 7. Okay, so that was my product rule with my chain rule that I had to use along the way. Because now I'm going to be plugging in 1 for my variable, I can go ahead and do that next. So I'll have 1/3 times 1 squared plus 7 times 2 times 1 times e to the 1 plus e to the 1 times the cube root of 1 squared plus 7. Alright, so now simplifying, 1/3, 1 squared is 1, so 1 plus 7, oh, and I need to bring down my minus 2/3 exponent there. Okay, so 1 squared is 1 plus 7 is 8, so this would be 8 to the negative 2/3. And then 2 times 1 is 2, e to the 1 is just e, So that'll be times 2e, plus this also will be just an e, because e to the 1 is e, and then 1 squared is 1 plus 7 is 8. So times the cube root of 8. And from here, to make the exponent positive, I can move it to the denominator. So I can make this as 1 over 3 times, this would be 8 to the power of 2/3. 8 to the 2/3 times 2e, plus, now the cube root of 8 is 2, so that would be plus 2e. And then simplifying a bit more, the 8 to the 2/3, what that means is the cube root of 8 squared. So what is 8 squared? 8 squared is 64. And what is the cube root of 64? The cube root of 64 is 4. So that makes 1 over 3 times 4 times 2e plus 2e. Now when we multiply, this 2 will cancel out with that 4 to make a 2 on the bottom and a 1 on the top. So we can simplify this to 3 times 2 is 6, so that would be e over 6 plus 2e. And then making a common denominator of 6 is e over 6 plus 12e over 6. And then when we add them, that makes 13e over 6, which would be our final answer. Okay, well, I hope this step-by-step solution was helpful. If it was, please like the video and share with anybody you think might find this information useful. Also, if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever I make a new video, so you can see those as soon as I make them. Thanks for watching, and happy studies.